What's going on, investors? AK here, bringing you the noise, where we analyze the market and business news that you need to know. Let's go! Damn that Amazon. Bezos is getting away with murder the way he abuses our poor United States Postal Service. I see those USPS people lugging around my heavy Amazon packages, running through the snow with their funny little shorts, trying as hard as they can to get to my door before that 2-day time limit is up. I just feel terrible for them. But at the same time, I really wanted that coloring book I ordered, so thank God Trump is our president. He looks out for the post office. This week he was tweeting all about how Amazon takes advantage of billions in subsidies through the USPS. He explained how Amazon is costing taxpayers a fortune, all while driving the post office into the ground. Trump vowed to stop this nonsense, and his tweets helped knock Amazon's share price down a few pegs. So does Trump have a point then? Is Amazon really milking the post office and costing them huge losses? As usual, no. Trump does not have a point. And let me tell you why. The most important thing to remember here is that the post office is run by the government. And honestly, that's all you really need to know to understand why it's so unprofitable. How many booming government-run businesses can you think of? The post office isn't like its private sector cousins, FedEx and UPS. It can't do things like charge profitable market rates for its deliveries. USPS can only charge what Congress allows it to. And if it wants to increase prices, then it needs approval. It also can't freely close its unprofitable branches, because that involves fighting with the local representative who has angry voters complaining about their post office closing. But by far the craziest rule the post office has to follow is the Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act of 2006. This law requires the post office to fully pre-fund the healthcare costs of its retirees for 75 years in the future. So basically they're forced to fully cover people that don't even work there yet. And considering that it extends 75 years in the future, some of these employees wouldn't even been born yet. How does that even work? Do people bring their babies to the Postmaster General for his blessing? This baby's gonna deliver some fine packages for his country. My baby? Oh, thank you, Mr. Postmaster General. Thank you so much. This pre-funding costs the post office $5 billion a year. And it's something no other private or public company has to do. It's just the post office. How are they supposed to stay competitive like that? Amazon deliveries are not the problem. Those are actually profitable for the post office. The real problem is all the bullshit rules and regulations that come with being run by the government. It's just a giant cluster. So then why is Trump attacking Amazon anyway? It's personal. The CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, also owns the Washington Post, which is a newspaper that's been spilling the tea about Trump and his administration since day one. And of course, Trump obviously hates that. He thinks Bezos is using the paper as a political weapon against him. So his idea is to get back at Bezos by attacking Amazon. One of his strategies is to have the post office increase Amazon's shipping costs. And there's rumors of other strategies as well, like sabotaging Amazon's multi-billion-dollar contract with the Pentagon for cloud services, and asking attorney generals in Republican states to open investigations into Amazon. It's pretty much your standard personal vendetta. Just boys being boys, right? Ha! And honestly, what else should the president really be spending his time on anyway? Well, I guess this trade war with China is pretty important. Shimon, Trump, we need a win. On Tuesday, Trump announced that he was looking at potentially slapping tariffs on $50 billion worth of Chinese imports. This is his way of making America great again by narrowing our trade deficit with China. So on Wednesday, China responded like, "Okay, asshole, how you like this?" And they said they were looking at potentially slapping tariffs on $50 billion worth of US imports in return. And then on Thursday, Trump, who was shocked by the audacity of the Chinese actually retaliating, said he's looking at potentially slapping tariffs on an additional $100 billion worth of Chinese imports. That's right, China. You can't trump the Donald. Today, China came back again saying they're fully prepared to strike back forcefully. This back and forth pissing match has been roiling the stock market all week. But should you actually be worried about this trade war? Well, remember, all of these are just potential tariffs. And if you think about it, Trump measures his success by how well the stock market is doing. And China is going through a deleveraging. So a trade war right now would be terrible for both sides. All this tough talk between the two sides is just posturing. What you've got to understand is that Trump is a master negotiator. His methods are so intricate and complex and high level and so good at winning that no one truly understands them. Not even Trump himself. The most likely outcome here is that this ends up in negotiation, where the US will come out with slightly better trade terms with China. Which is a good thing, because it's true that China does indeed abuse its trading partners. So then why is the market freaking out anyway? Well, this market volatility doesn't actually have to do with this trade war. But the financial media has to blame it on something. They make money by making headlines, and Trump is giving them the story that they need. But this market action actually stems back to what I discussed in previous videos. The market is returning to normal action after one of the least volatile years ever in 2017. The reality is that the underlying fundamentals are strong and the bull market is still alive. So don't stress yourself listening to all the noise out there. I'll help you cut through all that noise right here. But what do you think about all these Trump happenings? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell for notifications of new videos. Markets are wild, so remember to stay fallible out there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.